guys, I'm VHS Girly. Welcome to my channel where we talk about Black, 90s, and 2000s media and everything in between. How are you guys doing? Today we'll be talking about the longest breakup era ever.
Shawn and Angela!
Shawn and Angela's angst era in season 6. I'm not gonna lie, I actually love this season of Women's World. I don't know how the Women's World fandom feels about it, but I feel like it's like universal in fandoms where like a lot of people hate seasons after high school. But honestly, I watched season 6 and season 7 more than anything, and season 5 more than anything I watch on the show. And I'm not gonna lie, it's probably because of Shawn and Angela. But I love season 6. And do I hate them being broken up? Yes. But the drama and the angst that they give us, I feel like we had a lot more focus on Shawn and Angela than we did sometimes on Cory and Topanga, and I loved it. I don't care. So let's get into it. Both Shawn and Angela go through like a bit of a journey in this season, but I particularly do not hate this decision to have them breaking up because I do think it brought them closer together and allowed them to really conquer that fear of commitment and abandonment head on. Shawn and Angela and the rest of the gang was accepted into Pembroke University when Shawn and Angela attended a mixer in which Shawn introduced Angela as his friend to another girl.
Hi, I'm Shawn. And this is my friend Angela.
What?
What?
You said friend.
How you doing?
I'm good, friend. How you doing?
Oh, come on. Angela, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, okay?
I don't want you to miss out on anything.
What do you mean by that?
You want to meet new people, and I'm not new people, so what do you want it to mean?
As you can tell, Angela was not happy about this, and neither was I. This season, I wasn't particularly fond of Shawn, but when you watch it, you then understand what he goes through and his thought process. You will I hope you will sympathize with him like I do. Shawn, when he entered college, his headspace was really like he finally got everything that he ever desired in life and didn't think he deserved. Shawn actually got to go to college, and throughout the season he's been saying that college is not the place for him. He would never get there. He's not like Cory. It just wasn't in the cards for him to get to a place like this, and he finally got there. He finally has a committed relationship with a girl he loves, and he never thought he was capable of love after seeing the relationship that his mother and father had, where his mother ran out on him twice. And then he finally had a group of people who cared about him, like the Matthews, like Topanga, like Angela, like Jack. Like now he has a brother. Like he has someone in his family that is stable, that is there, who's trying to make a relationship with him. You know what I mean? And like he's entering college, and this is a really big shock to him. Like that he's getting to experience it all. And going to college and having all of this must be a shock to him. But it feels like he wants to have all of the experiences that regular college kids have. I feel like Shawn kind of wants to follow the crowd a little bit of wanting to date again because everyone else is doing it, because I don't understand how or why else he would say that Angela was his friend to a different girl. He's in college, so everyone dates around, everyone does all of that. You kind of just want to just follow everyone else. And also I think Shawn self-sabotages. He doesn't really know what he wants sometimes. He self-sabotages himself when things are just too good to be true. And I don't think breaking up with Angela, it was a thing he really thought about. And he didn't think about the consequences it would have on him. I think he was just thinking, I'm in college. I'm getting everything I want, but I don't know who I am because I never thought I could get to a place like this. And when Shawn feels like he doesn't deserve anything, he tends to retreat and isolate. And that's when we see that regression of his character a little bit in this season. So this season, we see a lot of Angela's thought process, which I appreciate, even though most of it was tied to Shawn. I would say fear of getting hurt in a relationship finally came true, and she allowed herself to be in love and got hurt by Shawn in the process. But since they are one and the same, like I always said, they are the same person. They both masked those feelings, making Shawn think the breakup was mutual because that's what Angela wanted him to believe. I do understand Angela in that situation as a woman, especially as a Black woman who, who wants to beg for a man to stay when they don't want to? Like, you don't want me. So Angela doesn't want to appear weak or desperate, so she lets him go and making him think like the feelings, for this breakup is mutual. So she suffers in silence, and even though like she has to be around Shawn because they're in the same friend group, she just has to like pretend that she doesn't like him anymore, and she has to go find someone else to be with. Don't think I could speak about this angst era in season 6 without speaking about the friendship that Cory and Angela have. I am honestly a fan of it. I love it. I love how the writers did take their time to really develop this friendship that didn't previously exist. Like, I think for Angela to open up, she had to speak to someone like Cory that understands Shawn more than anyone, because like Cory would also understand Angela, being that Shawn and Angela are quite similar in how they approach love. Cory's very optimistic, sometimes delusional. And I think that mindset paired with Angela realistic and conscious mindset creates like a really good pairing for the two of them. He allows her the space to share how she feels and then pushes her doubt and fears aside to pursue love with Shawn.
Maybe Shawn's right. We've all been together so long. It's just time for us to meet
Shut
new
up.
people. What?
Shut up. You couldn't be more wrong. Friendship is exactly what's going to get us all through this. And I know that if you just let me be friends with you, I promise I can make things better for you.
You want to be my friend?
Yeah.
This is the only time when I really love Cory's meddling, because he is the biggest Shawn and Angela shipper, and I love that. I love it. I was like, Cory, this is the only time I like you. I don't care. But like, knowing Cory, he did everything in his power to push Shawn and Angela together because he believed they were it for each other. And I agree, Cory. Yes. In season 6, episode 9, Shawn writes a poem for the class, and it was a shock to everyone that the poem belongs to him, except for Angela. Shawn is forced by Cory to read his poem in public, and there goes Cory's meddling. And when he begins to read the poem, he gets nervous and he runs off, and prompting Cory to finish reading the poem. Shawn is angry with Cory for reading his poem because he read it without knowing the context and just wanted to like put into his life. And Shawn reveals the poem is about Angela, and she overhears this while like already suspecting this to be true. Like, she was listening to Cory read it and was like, why would he write that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get why would he say that. So when she's like eavesdropping on their conversation and she finds out the poem's about him, she goes over to him, slaps him, and runs off. Angela expresses to Cory that she doesn't understand how Shawn could love her but not want to be with her. And then Shawn and Angela have this conversation about the situation, and he lies that he wrote the poem before they broke up. And she pretends to be like relieved, and she's like, well, good, I didn't want to get weird and awkward because I moved on. No, she didn't. She went into this conversation wanting to continue things with Shawn and hoping that he still was in love with her so they can get back together. Then Topanga finds out that Shawn wrote the poem after they broke up. She promises, not to tell Angela or Cory how he feels. This poem really shows his regret and his longing desire to be with her.
And when I heard that poem...
Yeah, the poem. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I wrote that a long time ago.
You did?
Yeah, like... Okay, you got me. I wrote it after we broke up.
How long after?
Not long after.
How long after?
I wrote it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Shawn, you still do love Angela!
I can't get her out of my mind, I miss her. I miss how she made me feel. I miss the fact that I could tell her things that no one else understands.
This episode has to be one of my favorite. This episode has one of my favorite scenes of this relationship ever, because they finally reached this climax of this like back and forth arc that they've been doing all season and lie all their feelings down on the table. So Cory and Topanga accidentally invite both Angela and Shawn to spend Christmas with them. They both tolerate each other, not wanting the other to suspect their feelings for each other, and Cory begins to push them towards each other, and they finally share a kiss. They run off to the student union to discuss the relationship, and Angela expresses she is still in love with Shawn, finally dropping her guard. But Shawn expresses he still isn't ready to commit to her, and then prompting Angela to be like, okay, well, I'm done with this relationship indefinitely. And it's so sad. Like, I actually cry watching this scene all the time. Like, she seems defeated because she did something she was so scared of. Like, basically, laying all her feelings down, and she was extremely rejected by someone she knows loves her, but he won't give her heart or take that step to actually be in a committed relationship with her. So it sucks, honestly. And I feel Angela, because she's been kind of just longing for him, waiting for him this whole season. And we come to this point where we could be together and you just don't want to. It's like she gave up.
Okay, I really don't think I'm ready.
I opened my heart to you. I just can't sit around like a fool waiting for you to be ready.
I was just like, I honestly felt that, like Angela can't just wait for Shawn to feel like, oh my God, one day I just want to love Angela and be with Angela. Like, no, she's done enough chasing this season, even though it's been in silence. She did enough piling for someone who doesn't want to be with her. So it's time for her to move on, honestly. And Shawn self-sabotages himself in this scene yet again because he knows he wants to be with Angela, but he doesn't allow himself to actually be in a relationship with her. Shawn is letting his fear of commitment get in the way of his happiness and chance to be in love, especially with Angela, who showed him that she wants to be with him. She told him that to his face. Shawn is also confused of his feelings, not fully understanding this deep love he has for Angela. Like, this is not no kitty cute, like, oh, I like her. You are writing poems about her and her beauty, how you want to be with her, and how you feel like she's unattainable. And it's just so powerful in this scene how Angela walks away from Shawn, because you can see she doesn't want their story to be over. They begin to go on dates with other people, and Shawn is not taking it well at all. He's on this date with this girl, and his head is down. He's crying. He's depressed. And baby, that man wakes up so fast when Angela and her new date walks in. He pretends, I'm having a grand old time. I'm so happy. Hey, Angela, this is my date, Kelly. We're having fun. Like, I'm such a player. I'm back in the zone. Baby, you're not in the zone. Even Angela, too, is being weird. She forgets to introduce her date to Shawn. She just blinks out. It's so funny. And Cory and Topanga is just watching this unfold because they're like, these people are so in love with each other. It's insane. And Cory's over here, well, keep my mouth shut. I'm under a restraining order. Like, I'm not here to push these kids to be together. And then Shawn, he has a scene with Kelly, his date, and he just can't stomach pretending anymore with her. And he just stops singing. And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. And he just sits down. It's so embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for that girl. But yeah, you're not Angela, sorry. He has a discussion with Cory and Topanga later in the student union on how he doesn't feel normal not having a loving relationship like Cory and Topanga. And being friends with them shows him that he longs for a relationship like Cory and Topanga, but he's just incapable of love. And he feels like he'll never find anyone to love because he just doesn't have that in him. It's quite sad that Shawn thinks he's not deserving of love or he is incapable of loving someone else. And when he gets something good, he feels like he ruins it. And I do think it's the trauma of his past, of watching, all the women that have walked out on his dad and not having a stable dad in his life or a stable relationship to look up to, despite Cory and Topanga And I just think he has to learn that trauma first and know that your past or how you were raised does not define who you are. Like, you're not your dad, you're your own person. And you can be in a loving relationship with this girl who loves you and you allow yourself to be there, but loving someone is scary. So I definitely understand how Shawn feels. This episode is so weird, but very fun to me because like Shawn and Angela have like these interactions with each other that made me forget that they were broken up.
All men are. Isn't that right, my little rump roast?
Angela, what'd you do that for?
Because I did. Let's go.
Now?
Now.
I like this game.
And then they both go to Rachel and Jack's place that night for a party. And they play like this honesty game where Topanga asks Shawn, like, if you could spend one night with anyone, no strings attached, who would it be? And Shawn says, you know, I spend time with Angela. And Angela is like always matching his energy. And she says, yes. What do you mean, yes? And Shawn and Angela try like having sex that night with no strings. But Shawn is like so incapable of doing that without professing his love for her. And she's like, dude, like, can you just like not talk? Can you just not speak? Let's just do this. But in her mind, she knows Shawn can't do it because she knows that Shawn loves her. And Shawn knows that he loves her. So why aren't we together? Like, this episode made no sense. But it was such a cute and fun moment. I loved it. I just think the placement of this episode is just off when Shawn a few episodes ago couldn't admit that he was ready to be with her. Like, but he could say that he loves her in this episode. Like, I'm just confused. You know, maybe this moment was him thinking that he could have her for one night and made him forget that he probably just wants her for a lifetime.
Hey, Shawn, why are you following me? You had your chance, babe.
Following you? I couldn't care less about you. You mean nothing to me. Less than nothing. Nothing. Not a thing.
Okay. Good for you.
Cold shower now.
At Feeney and the Dean's wedding, Shawn begins to like yearn for Angela, and we do see a glimpse of how Shawn is going to act in the next season. And he doesn't yearn quietly, not silently, very outwardly, actually. And Angela sets her boundaries in place for them when they're attending this wedding. You know, we're not a couple. You can, you can dance with me. We can sit next to each other, but we're not together. And Shawn is like, babes, I'm not the sappy type. I don't do that. And, he was like, I understand we're friends. I'm not going to do that stuff. Like, this is a wedding. Like, I'm going to keep it cute. He doesn't keep it cute. He asks her for a kiss.
Remember, we are not here as a couple. I'll sit with you, I may dance with you, but we are not together.
I know. You reminded me 3 times in the car. Don't worry. The only feelings I have for you are friendly feelings. Am I the sappy type? Oh, Morgan's a flower girl. Give me kisses.
Shawn has been through this journey of finding himself, and this is also after the moments where his dad has died, and he leaves for a couple episodes to find himself, to reconnect with his dad's past, takes his RV and goes exploring, and then he finally comes back when Amy and Alan are having their baby, and the baby's premature, and the baby almost dies, and he comes back. So hopefully, I think that Shawn found himself, and whatever he was looking for on that trip, that he found it. And he found that he wanted to be with Angela, and he loved Angela, and he was going to chase her. That's what he found, honestly. So while they were standing there listening to the vows, Angela sets her hand down, and Shawn puts his over hers, and then she moves it, and then he does it again, and she moves it again, and that back and forth dance they do a couple times, and then he puts his arm around her, and she just leans into him, and that is just a beautiful, hopeful ending. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love talking about Shawn and Angela, and I will have so many more videos about maybe them, also Boy Meets World. I don't know yet, but you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Videos like this, please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.